the shared mission of helping the kids. That's really, that's what Dayton Children's is about. It's for the kids. Every message, everything we do is for the kids. And again, you don't think about patient health information being part of that process.
Yeah.
But if someone got a hold of a kid's information, they're a clean slate. They can open credit cards and all this other stuff under a clean slate. And I get to protect that. I get to track down something. If we think that someone's infiltrated the system, track that down. And it's just been an experience, to say the least. And I'm just happy that they took a chance on me and that I'm a part of it.
Welcome to the Risk Never Sleeps podcast, in which we learn about the people that are on the front lines delivering and protecting patient care and patient safety. I'm Ed Gaudet, the host of our program, and today joining us is Kiersten Brill, Cybersecurity Analyst at Dayton Children's Hospital. Welcome to the program.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Let's start off with, sharing with our listeners a little bit about yourself, your background, your role, and your current organization.
Yeah, so I'm a cybersecurity analyst at Dayton Children's. Like you said, I've been there now since October 2021. So almost 4 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Went by quick.
Yeah.
Before this, I was actually a title clerk for Montgomery County. Big change. Went from working with the public, the actual general public, to working from home and not around anybody. And doing technology, very different. I got into this kind of just, my brother said that I might be interested in it, and I actually just decided to try something different, and it just ended up panning out. And Dayton Children's took a chance on me, hired me with honestly no experience, and I love it here. They let me into every single system. They help me whenever I need support. They let me get certifications that will help benefit my position and my role with the
Nice
as well. It's been great.
That's interesting journey. So, why healthcare, and what have you found being in healthcare now for 4 years?
For 4 years. I honestly, if you had asked me what this job was 4 years ago, I wouldn't have known. I was never the type of person to think that patient health information honestly needed to be protected. I'm not, like I said, I didn't come from IT. I didn't come from cyber. So a normal person, everyday person, I just never thought about that. Being in it, I'm astounded about just like everything that actually needs to be protected. And you just see all the ins and outs. And the hackers are just so
relentless
smart and tactical, and they just use all these methods to get to people. And normal person, even in cyber, it's hard. You just have to keep learning and keep building and grow knowledge base. And it's different, but I love it. It's definitely just a change. Healthcare, it wasn't really that I chose healthcare. It was just that this job opening 4 years ago, they were just looking for someone to do or handle risk and vendor assessments, and not really having an IT background. They thought that honestly, I might be a good fit because I don't have those like things to unlearn. Like I'm fresh faced, just getting in the system and starting anew. And
you have no bias. I have no bias. I love that, actually.
Had no bias. Now I've been in it for
now you're a little
almost 4 years, and I have a little bit, but yeah.
What I love about healthcare is that shared mission. What has that meant for you?
Yeah, the shared mission of helping the kids. That's really, that's what Dayton Children's is about. It's for the kids. Every message, everything we do is for the kids. And again, you don't think about patient health information being part of that process. But if someone got a hold of a kid's information, they're a clean slate. They can open credit cards and all this other stuff under a clean slate. And for me, I get to protect that. I get to track down something. If we think that someone's infiltrated the system, track that down. And it's just been an experience, to say the least. And I'm just happy that they took a chance on me and that I'm a part of it.
You're a natural servant leader. It's I can hear it in your voice, and I noticed on your background on LinkedIn, you went on a mission in Haiti.
I did,
Yeah,
yes.
tell us about that.
Oh
That's
my
really interesting. What was
yeah,
that like?
that with itself was an experience.
Mm-hmm.
My mom and I just decided not randomly, but that we were gonna join this mission trip, and it's just a totally different way of life. I mean, we got to the airport or landed in Haiti, and they said, everyone stay together, make sure you have everything like next to you, your luggage next to you, because there's people everywhere and they could just come up and take your stuff. We're driving through, I guess you want to call it the downtown area, but it's just like huts and tents and piles of garbage just on the street. It was natural to them. I mean, it was normal living for them, but something you don't see every day. And we lived stayed in a compound, kind of like on the outskirts of town. And we had some people from the little community coming in, and they would help out, like make food bags. And then we also did some like prayer walks where we went and visited people within the city, like tent to tent, and sat with them and prayed with them. We also helped build some houses. It was just an experience. I mean, seeing these people and the way they live, I don't want to say it's much simpler because obviously it's a difficult life for them, but they just
Yeah.
are worried about completely different things than we are. They're just worried about living and surviving and having shelter, having food every day. Things
Has
that
that experience helped you in any way with your current job or your perspective or how you deal with people?
um, I just try to be a kinder, I mean, it sounds silly to say, but I just try to be a kinder person. I
I
mean,
wish
we
more
always
people would
mean
say that.
kindness. I
Yeah.
mean, just be kind to your
Yeah.
normal everyday person. And then I would also say that it also blows my mind that you have these people that want to hack into systems,
Yeah, I
steal
know.
information. I'm just like,
Yeah.
there has to be,
Yeah. Or worse, cause disruption to care delivery, shut the hospital down with the
and then they
services
can't
down.
do what they're supposed to.
Then you
Yeah.
can't deliver care,
Hmm.
and these lives are at
At
stake
risk.
and
They would
yeah, at
be at
risk.
stake, would be at
Yeah.
risk if
Yeah.
something were to happen and get shut down. Hmm.
It's awful. All right. Well, I wanted to bring that up because I did see that, and that's very unique about your background. And so,
Yeah.
as you look out over the next couple of years, 12, 24 months, what are you focused on? What are your top couple of initiatives?
Getting more vendors into Censinet.
Mm. Oh, you're a Censinet customer. Yes, that's
I
right.
am, yes. So we are a Censinet customer.
Yay.
I am the Censinet an
Oh,
admin in
oh,
the
oh.
organization. Getting honestly, a big goal that was brought up recently is that we need to really be assessing every single vendor.
Mhm.
So that's just, I'm hoping over the next year and a half, 2 years, hopefully not three, but that we are getting more and more vendors into Cincinnati because as it's been made aware through not breaches within our company, but just breaches within the healthcare industry and breaches just in general, that you really need to be doing these assessments and making sure that vendors or other companies that you work with are just
Mhm.
compliant with you and just make sure that
Mm.
everything is flowing smoothly. Because if one thing happens, I mean, there could be a disaster.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, no, that's great. And then you talked about certifications. You talked about, are there any that you've done recently or you're planning to do, or how do you think about those?
yeah, so actually, when I first started, I mean, I'm okay sharing this. When I first started, I was trying to get my Security Plus, and I took it once and I did not pass. So that's actually what I'm going for now. So I'm currently studying for Sec Plus, going to get that.
You'll
We
probably
will,
you'll probably do a lot better the second time
I
around, I'm
am
sure.
very much hoping because
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's been 4
You
years. I've
you have
been
context.
yes, I've had like actual physical experience on the system with
Yeah.
yeah. So I should know.
Yeah, you'll do
Fingers
better, yeah.
crossed.
Yeah, you should do better, yeah. And then have you thought about any of the other certificates or longer term or
I still am trying to focus on what I want to be doing in cyber.
Mhm.
Just because there are just so many branches that you could go. And so I've been just trying to research and figure out
Yeah.
what I actually want to be doing.
What do you like? What looks
See,
interesting?
What I enjoy is actually like cyber threat hunting and stuff like that. Like
Oh, cool.
when there's actually, when there's actually like an attacker or a suspected attacker, I really like hunting for the information to see if they're actually in the system, to see what they would be doing.
That forensic aspect of it. Yeah. Criminal minds, but hacker minds. Yeah. Cool.
Very interesting to me.
All right. So I'm sure, given your purview and given the visibility of risk you have, is there any one or two things that keep you up at night?
Not assessing all our vendors. That's been very recent. I say that just because within the past 2 weeks, it's been a constant conversation and that we've been going through. So that really keeps me up. And then I also work in control of the phishing campaigns for the company. So seeing the amount of failures that we get just from the phishing campaigns kind of keeps me up sometimes. So just getting more awareness out to our users and more education out for our users is something that's just very important to me and keeps me awake at night, because it is phishing and that's like the number one way.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder. The combination of the AI tools and the experience that the hackers
they're smart. I mean,
they're really smart.
The texting toll fish that they're doing to people right now is just,
it's awful.
It's believable, because I got one about Florida. It was saying something about like your toll for St. Pete is due, and I'm like, I lived there, so that's smart, but I haven't been there in years, so no.
No, they're getting smarter and smarter. What if you go back in time, what would you tell your 20-year-old self?
20-year-old self. Spend time with family, take more time with your friends, take more time for yourself.
What were you doing when you were 20 years old?
What'd you say?
What were you doing when you were 20
old? Yeah, I know. I mean, my 20-year-old self would not listen. I already know that. Maybe to start then, because I don't know if you know, but I don't have a college degree. I just have some certifications for cyber. So maybe start getting those certifications sooner, because that would have helped me along. I mean, I'm going to be 30 this year. So start sooner. I mean,
I'll take that. I can edit that out of the program if you like.
That's okay. I don't mind. But yeah, so I mean, 9 years ago, just to hear to start sooner would have been.
Yeah, I love that. Because you are in risk, and because this is the Risk Never Sleeps podcast, I have to ask this question. What's the riskiest thing you've ever done that you could tell us?
I was gonna say, you kind of took it from me, because to be honest with you, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, honestly, going to Haiti was risky. I mean,
that was really risky.
I had to take malaria pills because you could get malaria. It was crazy. That was pretty risky, to be honest.
How long were you there?
10 days.
10. Okay. Wow. And you were in there banging nails and putting up walls and things?
I was actually carrying blocks like up a mountain for this house. That's what we were doing, like carrying very much manual labor for a couple of those days. We had to carry these blocks up this mountain. So that was a lot of fun. But no, I mean, it was very much a mission trip. Very much, But
those are so rewarding, though. Share something, a fun fact or a hobby or something that many people don't know about.
So I love reading, but I feel like that's just very, I don't want to say cliche, but I feel like a lot of people are.
What are you reading?
Right now, I am reading something called The Bridge Kingdom. I like fantasy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so something
I was going to ask you if you played D&D when you were younger, but I didn't. But I'm going to ask you now.
No, but I played Halo, actually. That was my
Halo
growing up video game. Yeah, I had two older brothers who were 6 and 8 years older than I. So, Halo was their game.
Yeah.
But
I
was going to say, I still game. Yes.
Yeah. You do?
Yeah. I actually played Harry Potter Legacy recently. That was
cool.
my recent game. And then, yeah, I was gonna say I also golf, which is something that people would be surprised. I started
Golf?
golfing in 7th
Wow.
grade. I was on the varsity girls team in high
Wow.
school. Actually had a partial scholarship as well. So
Really?
yeah.
Oh, wow. What do you love about golf?
It's very mental. It's very
Yeah.
much a mental game. If you have one bad shot, you gotta kick it out your head.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. So I just like to think I have a strong mind when I'm playing golf.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. You can tell a lot about somebody by watching them play the game of golf.
Mm-hmm.
How they play, do they cheat, or do
Mm.
they...
That's a big one.
That's a big one. You see the cheaters come out when they...
Yes. I play with my
Yeah.
brother, my older brother sometimes, and I don't want to say that he would cheat, but it's
Yeah.
just that.
But all of a sudden his ball's miraculously there when it wasn't
Yeah.
there. Like,
I said,
how did
I
that happen?
think that was there before,
Did you
but
just drop that? No. It was kind of dug in there. What's the hardest lesson in your career?
hardest lesson that, I mean, to be honest with you, just learning everything, because there's so much knowledge. I mean, in any job, but cyber is forever changing. You just need to continue growing and maturing in your job role, but also outside of the role, because you need to be doing all this other research, and
That's right.
you just need to keep learning. So that's something that, yeah.
But you
I
like to
I don't
read, so that's good.
I like to read, but
And
it's different. It's not
yeah.
it's not reading about cyber, it's reading about fantasy
Yeah.
worlds, but
Well,
yes.
I have a suggestion to pair the two.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the writer Neil Stephenson?
Neil
Okay,
Stephenson.
so he writes fantasy, and
Okay.
he wrote a book called Cryptonomicon, which
Cryptonomicon.
pairs cryptography,
Mhm.
yeah, with a couple of different stories that are actually fiction based. So,
Okay.
or I'm sorry, not nonfiction with fiction. So it's really interesting the way he weaves the story and the
Mhm.
context, historical context, but with the topic of cryptography. It's a really good read. I know it sounds boring, but it's actually
No, I
it's
mean,
one of my favorite books, and it really got me into cyber. Like it's
see,
um
that's interesting then,
yeah,
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
that makes me wanna read it.
And I was a voracious reader. I still am, but of fantasy books in my time. But do you remember? Was it the Shannon, the Elfstones of Shannara?
Yeah.
Uh, uh,
No.
Terry Brooks is the author.
Okay.
But if you like fantasy like that, like
I do, I
yeah.
do. I'm more into watching those kind of fantasy movies. I
Okay.
like fantasy with some romance sprinkled into it.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Well,
but
you
I
probably like
do.
this, the Sword of Shannara, and then the Elfstones of Shannara. There's a whole trilogy or
Okay.
more books.
If it's similar to, because I mean, I love Lord of the Rings. Like, I'm a huge
Yeah,
Lord
yeah.
of
No,
the
it's like that. It's
Rings
like
fan. If it's
it.
like that, then I'll love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it just didn't get the attention that Lord of the Rings got, but it was equally. I thought it
Understand.
was good.
Okay. Okay,
All
then I'll
right.
have to check it out.
All right. So you're on a desert island, and maybe it's Aruba, maybe it's not, maybe it's somewhere else, Borneo or something.
Okay.
And there's only you, and you get to bring 5 records, albums, CDs, with you. What would they be?
Fine.
Musical. Yeah, 5, just 5.
I love Pirates of the do you say Caribbean or Caribbean? Because there's
I
both of them. They both
Yeah, you can say either.
I'm a Johnny Depp fan, so I
Oh,
love,
me too.
yeah,
Love
the first
Johnny Depp.
3 are
Oh,
my favorite movies.
oh yeah. Johnny Depp he's a great. Did you watch the trial? That was crazy. If you
You
haven't watched,
see, no.
no,
I
you didn't.
watched,
You didn't.
snippets of
Oh
it,
yeah.
which,
Oh,
I mean,
it
doesn't
was
tell the full thing. I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
it was so interesting.
I could
So
I
he's literally the same person.
He see the what from what I saw, the little clips, he seemed to be the exact same
He's
person.
very authentic in that
Mhm.
way. I think he brings his character to life on the screen, but it's the same person. Like it's really interesting.
I actually
Um,
saw something where he went to Disney World and he went into his ride and was, like, dressed as a pirate. Because you know how in
y-
those
Yeah.
They have like the live.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he pretended to be an actual like fake character, but then he was like, "Hi, like it's actually me." Just like
What?
that's so cool.
That is
You are the
cool.
one person I see actually doing that. So
Yeah.
I wish
That's
I could have
cool.
been there.
Yeah, no, and he's
Info.
into music. He plays music. So,
Mhm.
okay, so
Okay, so
the
I was gonna say
soundtrack for
3
that
movies count.
movie is that? Oh, you want to give movies instead?
Yeah, see, I like music and
Mm.
stuff, but I'm more a movie TV
Okay,
show
all right. So the
person.
Pirates movies, all
I love
three.
the Pirates
All
movies.
right, you got two
The
more.
first 3. I loved Memoirs of a Geisha. I
Okay,
don't
yep,
you know,
I know
I don't
it.
know if you've
Yeah,
heard of that or
yeah.
not. It's a very good
Speaking
movie.
of risk, more risque.
Yes. Yes, very interesting. And then I actually loved Chocolat, which is another
Oh,
Johnny Depp
gee,
is also
whoa!
in
Wait a
that
minute.
movie.
Wait a
I
minute.
love
What's
that
happening?
movie. I know, I know.
It's a good movie. Yeah. There's a book out too, right? Wasn't it based
I
on a
think
novel?
so. I
Yeah,
believe so,
yeah.
yes. Didn't read the book, saw the movie,
That
beautiful.
was was that Johnny Depp in that?
Johnny Depp, it was
Yeah, he's in
young
that one
Johnny Depp.
too.
He was younger, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the what was the grape movie he was in? Wasn't he in
Um,
my brother would
oh my
remember.
gosh,
He
I'm trying to
remembers
remember.
all these movies.
So there's
But
just so many movies,
yeah,
but
yeah. No, he's prolific in terms
if
of
it
his
were any
acting.
movie with him, I would just be happy. So, I
Yeah.
mean, give me 5
Okay.
movies with Johnny Depp and I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Or
Or
I love
if
the
you went to
Avengers
the
the
Avengers too.
Avengers
Oh,
movies. I
okay,
love
cool.
all those as well.
Yeah.
So,
All right. I was gonna say, or we could get you to Johnny Depp's Island, and then
that would be okay too. Johnny Depp's Island, win the Avenger movies. I'd be
for the
happy. I'd be
Avenger movies. All right, okay. That's a first for this show,
oh,
listeners.
right.
What advice would you give to cyber professionals that are just starting out? Maybe coming to, either healthcare, interested in healthcare or interested in cyber, or coming directly out of school, or maybe not, pivoting their career, etc.
Be open to taking, I don't want to say like critical, what word am I thinking of right now?
Feedback?
Advi- what was that?
Critical feedback?
Yes, thank you. Don't be afraid of critical feedback because you're going to get it, but it's also to help you. I
Mm,
mean, it
mm.
is, you're there to learn as much as you can, see as much as you can, and grow in your field. So, I mean, if you mess something up, don't be scared. You have to say something. That's a big thing. Like, if you were to mess something up, don't keep it to yourself. Ask for help. People are going to be there to help you. And I mean, people want, from what I've seen at Dayton Children's at least, and it could be very different, at Dayton Children's, people are there to help you. They want to make sure that we are all on the same page, all doing everything that we need to do to get
Mhm.
done that day, that week, that year. I mean, um, just
It's a
don't be
good
afraid.
culture.
Yeah, just don't be afraid to ask for help. And yeah, just keep an open mind. Just go into it, keep an open mind, just be willing to learn. And yeah.
Excellent, excellent. I think if we do this again in a year from now, you're gonna be running a SOC, aren't you?
I'd be
Security
okay with that.
operation. Okay.
Born to lead.
What's that?
I said born to lead. I was
If
just, yeah.
born to lead. Yes,
Born to
yes.
lead.
All right, all right. Geez, I think I covered everything. I'm trying to think. There's usually like one or two questions. Oh, I know. I didn't ask you this. I'm gonna ask you. If you weren't doing this job, what would you be doing? What are you most passionate about?
Psychology.
Oh, huh.
Yes. I am very interested in the brain and how it works and what makes people themselves, what drives them, what their
Oh,
purpose is.
interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, I've even thought about just taking like side psych classes because it very much interests me to just, understand the psyche. And I will just love, especially in not this generation, but just mental health is just becoming more aware and people are just seeing more and more mental health issues arise.
Yeah.
And just, I would have or would love to help people in that sense. I think honestly, and it sounds funny to say, I love helping people. And so I think that's also a very good way to help people. So.
Well, Dayton Children is lucky to have you. So
Thank you.
that's a great
I hope
attitude.
they
Yeah,
won't.
well, most people, it's attitude that matters, and
Mhm.
it's if you simplify an individual from a job perspective, right? You think about two things: skill and desire.
Yes.
And to that skill, you can train people how to do things.
Right.
But if they don't have the desire, which is mental attitude mostly,
Mhm.
they don't have the desire or the good mental attitude, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter the skill, it doesn't matter
No.
if you train them with the skill, it's gonna be a disaster at the end of the day, right? So that
Exactly.
really matters. There's a lot of people out there that haven't figured that out, and it's hard. Like, life is hard. It's hard to get up
It
every
is.
day and go to work, but we
It
gotta
is.
do it, and you gotta do it, and you gotta keep an open mind. You gotta
It's
figure out
hard
some
sometimes to show
Go
up for
ahead.
yourself, let
Yeah,
alone
that's
showing
right.
up for other people. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of where it's at, and people
Yeah.
forget that. And
Yeah.
then that's where I said that kindness comes in, because I mean, we're all just here
Exactly.
to live
Ex
and,
ex
doing
and
our best.
everyone's dealing with something. Everyone's dealing
Exactly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, it's really good. Really insightful. Thank you for sharing that in your journey with us today.
Of course. Thank
Any
you
last
again.
comments before we, go on to the next victim?
Everyone should try Censinet. That's just,
Oh, jeez.
little thing I had to throw in
Oh,
there
thank
that
you. No, I
everyone should.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I really appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on the podcast. This is Ed Gaudet from the Risk Never Sleeps podcast, and if you're on the front lines protecting patient safety and delivering patient care, remember to stay vigilant because risk never sleeps.